Welcome back to No Filter Auto. Today, we're talking about a shot fired across the bow of the automotive establishment. This isn't just the birth of a car, it's the start of a war. The year is 1967. Ford's Mustang has been galloping alone for 3 years, creating an entire new class, the pony car, and selling 1 million units. In Dearborn, they're celebrating. In Detroit, at Chevrolet, they're not celebrating. They're engineering. This is the Chevrolet Camaro. Not a follower. A predator built from the ground up to hunt Mustangs. Let's set the stage. Chevrolet needed an answer, and fast. But they didn't just clone the Mustang. They went to school on it. The Camaro arrived with a tighter, more aggressive profile, a sharper nose, and a Coke bottle waistline that hinted at the muscle hiding beneath. It was offered in 2 distinct flavors from day one, the sporty hardtop or the radical convertible with its flowing, seamless lines. But the real genius was under the skin. The Camaro was built on a brand new, dedicated platform, the F-body. It was a cleaner sheet of paper than the Mustang, which was based on the humble Falcon. This meant better balance, better handling potential from the get-go. The hook wasn't just style, it was the promise of serious performance, right out of the box. But here's the no-filter truth about that 1967 debut. The base car was polite. A 140 horsepower straight-six with a 3-speed manual. But that was just the disguise. The options list was where the soul lived. You could order the legendary SS package, which brought a 295 horsepower 350 V8, a beefier suspension, and bold stripes. Or, you could go nuclear with the RPO Z/28. This wasn't an appearance package. This was a homologation special, a race car you could drive to the track. It came with a high-revving 302 cubic inch V8, built to scream to 7,000 RPM, 4-wheel disc brakes, and a race-tuned suspension. The Z/28 didn't just compete with the Mustang, it was built to destroy it in the SCCA Trans Am Racing Series. And it did. The appeal was this brutal hierarchy: choose your level of war. Now, let's talk about the pure, unfiltered experience. Sitting in a 67 Camaro, you're low. The hood stretches out long and flat before you. The dashboard is driver-focused, with big, round gauges in a twin-pod layout. The steering is direct and heavy. The sound, oh, the sound. From the bassy rumble of a bass V8 to the metallic shriek of the solid lifter Z/28, it was a mechanical symphony. It was a car that engaged all the senses: the smell of gasoline and hot vinyl, the feel of the Muncie 4-speed shifter slamming home, the sight of that pointed nose aiming down a country road. It offered a focused, visceral, and raw connection that few cars today can replicate. Here's the reality check. These were not refined machines. They rattled. They rusted. The brakes, even the discs, could fade with enthusiasm. The early build quality was enthusiastic in its own way. But none of that mattered. What mattered was the stance, the sound, and the sheer will these cars projected. They were machines of passion, not perfection. So, the no-filter comparison. It only has one, the Ford Mustang. The Mustang was the lifestyle choice, the fashionable, easier-to-live-with cruiser. The 1967 Camaro was the athlete. It was the sharper tool, the more serious performance weapon. It appealed to the driver who valued the engineering beneath the style, who wanted their pony car to have a bit of a mean bite. It wasn't about being prettier, it was about being better where it counted on a Saturday night at the drag strip or a Sunday at the road course. The legacy of the 1967 Camaro is the foundation of a legend. It established a template of aggression, performance variance, and racing pedigree that would define the nameplate for generations. It proved Chevrolet could not only enter a fight late, but could immediately land a knockout punch. It turned a 2-horse race into the greatest rivalry in American automotive history. The 1967 Chevrolet Camaro stands as a monument to targeted, calculated retaliation. It's the car that looked at the king of the hill, smiled, and built a faster, meaner, better-handling machine to dethrone it. It was the beginning of a war we're all still winning. If this kind of deep dive into automotive rivalries and raw, analog performance gets your heart pumping, hit subscribe to No Filter Auto. Sound off in the comments, 1967 Camaro or 1967 Mustang? Which pony car would you stable?